kind of wanted to share a few things with you today. Maybe there's some of you out there that's feeling kind of the same way I was back a ways. There was a time in my life when Linda and I first met. I was kind of radical at that point.
No.
A little bit. Had hair like down to here, beard down to here. I wore dark glasses most of the time because I didn't want people to see my eyes because I was partaking of a
Special herb.
Yeah, a special herb. Let's just call it that. Heck with it. I was smoking pot. Back in
the day.
Yeah, 30 years ago. Anyway, I noticed it didn't really hit me until in the last 2 or 3 years, but I used to be basically a real creep.
You could be. You weren't always. I saw through it.
True. But a lot of times I was like king of, the digs on people. As soon as somebody would open their mouth about something, I'd be throwing some zinger out there that was degrading or whatever. And, we still had friends, but they were more along the lines of closer friends because they seen through the facade that I had up there. I had this, I don't know what you want to call it, just an arrogance about me.
An attitude.
Yeah, I think it kind of came shortly after I even met, actually at the time I met Linda, I was going through a divorce. It was not a pleasant divorce. And most of the time during my divorce, I was told that I was useless and lazy and a lot of other things. And I could never figure that out because I was working 2 jobs. This was back in the 70s. And I was bringing home like $500 a week. Which,
after taxes.
Yeah, after taxes. Which is not bad, for like 72, 73 back in those days. Anyway, so I had developed this attitude, and I guess it was about 3 years ago. I don't know what the initials stand for, but we went to this kind of like a retreat kind of thing called PSI, and you go like a Thursday night and a Friday night, and then you go all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And it's kind of like a massive psychotherapy thing, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? And after that, I realized kind of what I was doing. And
you had gotten a lot better before that, though. You weren't as much.
But I stopped really after that.
Right.
And I've never been one. Growing up, I don't know about any of you, but growing up, our family never showed emotion. Affection, yeah. We never hugged. Nobody ever said, I love you, anything like that. And so I never said it. I never did it. So with my kids, I had a tendency to not do that. I felt like they knew that I loved them based on whatever it is I did. And through this awakening, so to speak, I kind of figured out that I really needed to tell them. And so now I tell my kids that I love them, and I tell everybody that I love them. Because you never know when they're going to be gone. So I make it a point of telling everybody that I know, that I come in contact with, that I love them. Even somebody I don't know, I love them because they're a human being. So you gotta love a human being. Anyway, I don't want to get all involved with that. But Linda's been with me through this whole trip, and so she's gotten to see the bad side that she actually seen through and seen that good side. In fact, her and her dad had a conversation about me. What was your dad's first conversation with you about me?
The bad one?
Yeah.
He told...
A little louder so they can hear.
He told me to stay away from him because if we got with him, the kids he had, the kids I had, we would never have anything and stuff like that. But I told him that he didn't see what I saw, and it wasn't really that long that we were out of their life for a while, and then we came back, and Paul had cut his hair, cut his beard, and he actually started working for him, and my dad called me up and told me how much Paul had changed, and I told him he hadn't changed, he just cut his hair. And that kind of like, my dad has always been normally 95% of the time a very good judge of character.
Plumber all his life.
He knew that he had screwed up, and now I think they have a really, really close relationship.
Yeah,
I mean, it took a while to get there, but he helped us out.
He's kind of like my dad. He's kind of like the dad I never had, because he helps me with everything that I do. I couldn't ask for a nicer person to be in my life. Him, all of Linda's family have been real nice to me, so I got no complaints with anything. But anyway, didn't know if any of you out there had been through this, but there's other ways. You can learn to really change, but you got to find out who you are, and it takes a little bit of work to find out who you really are. You got to look inside, and looking inside is not always the easiest thing to do. I'll tell you something that's really hard to do. Take this as a dare. You can go into one of the bathrooms you got or whatever and go by yourself, and I want you to look into the mirror. Get about 6 inches away from the mirror and look straight into your eyes and see if you can make a connection with the person that's behind those eyes. It's not an easy thing to do. And look at yourself and appreciate yourself for how beautiful you are.
Not your outside, but your inside.
Yeah, look inside. It's really hard. But anyway, don't want to get too carried away. This probably went on too long as it is.